June 10th AEW Dynamite had some ups, some downs, and some twists and turns that I don't think anybody saw coming, but we're going to get to it. Run it. We started the show off with Tony Schiavone bringing out Tommaso Ciampa. They had a quick little thing in the ring, and then Jericho popped up, and Jericho and Ciampa got face-to-face, and they had a lovely little chat. It did end up with a brawl. There was a lot of silliness. We are apparently now calling Ciampa Tommy. There was talk of Tommy's mommy, and it just broke down. Those men are going to have a fight here pretty soon, but it is kind of following the same general line that Jericho and Ricochet had, so I hope that there's a little bit more to it as we move forward. Other than that, totally happy. Everything was good to go on my end. The first actual match of the night, we saw Mox taking on Shane Taylor, and Shane is still in the mindset that Shane Taylor Productions is going to take over as the baddest group in the company. I've got no qualms with it. So far, they've had really good showings. We know what the Death Riders are capable of. We have seen over the past few weeks what Shane Taylor Promotions is capable of. It was a really solid match, front to back. Mox did end up with the victory, and at the end of it all, the Death Riders and STP all came running out and had a bit of a skirmish, let's call it. It's fun stuff, good stuff. Two big men slapping man meat. That's all it ended up being in the end. Congratulations to Moxley for the win on this one. We followed that up with a package about Mercedes Moné. Everybody knows who she is. She's back for More Than Gold, and that's just where we're setting that for now. So we'll have to keep an eye on the situation with her in the coming weeks, but she seems to be having a really good return so far. Don Callis and Kevin Knight came out next. They started talking smack. They tried to call out MJF. That didn't work because Darby Allin's music hit. He came out through the crowd, slipped in the ring right behind Knight, hit him with his skateboard, was just about to do a coffin drop, it looked like, when more of the Don Callis family came running out and Darby scampered off. He's just making his mark at this point. Darby wants Knight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to be a hell of a fight when it does actually happen. I can't wait for that fight to happen. It's going to be so much fun to watch. But that's where we sit right now with Knight and Darby. Match 2 of the night was Briscoe versus Pac, and it was a hell of a match. I think it's going to take match of the night. Both men had something to prove. Both men wouldn't go down. It was just back and forth the entire time. There was a moment where Briscoe was going to suplex Pac, and he was too close to the ropes, and they both tumbled over the top and fell onto the floor. Very interesting stuff from front to back. I highly suggest going and finding clips of it, if not the entire match, online somewhere. Really, really good stuff. At the very end of it, Briscoe grabbed a microphone and he called out MJF. They hit a commercial. They came back from commercial. MJF was hiding in the crowd, telling Briscoe, "You're not getting a title shot. I don't know why you keep trying. Just give it up." And then Jay Lethal and the Swirl, or Lethal Swirl, all came out at MJF's behest and on his dime, and they attacked Briscoe. It looked like Briscoe was really about to get shut down when the conglomeration came out and saved him. Briscoe grabbed the mic again after Lethal Swirl got removed from the ring, and it turns out Briscoe has gone to Tony Khan and said, "Hey, I want a match for the title. I'm not going to take no for an answer," essentially. And so now at Forbidden Door, we are going to have Mark Briscoe and 5 of his friends versus MJF and 5 of his friends in a 6-on-6 steel cage match. So this is going to be very interesting. We find out more about that later in the night, and we'll get to it. But MJF was not pleased, and he huffed off into the back after that, which brought us straight into Orange Cassidy versus Andrade. And that was also a very fun match. We did once again get Andrade taking photos in the crowd. I'm a little over it, but we had a twist this time, because after Andrade took the photo, he got hit, and Orange was kind of in that same corner where the photo was taken. And then Leo Rush came out in his Blackheart form, and he took the phone from the woman that had gotten the photo with Andrade, and he tried to get Orange Cassidy to come over and take a photo with him. And that wasn't happening because then Orange got hit by Andrade. And then Andrade stood there and was just like, what is going on? What are you doing? And they had a little back and forth that was just like, he knows how you know. He knows how you know. It's fine. And then Lio Rush turned to the phone and click, took a weird selfie at a terrible angle. And then he just seemed super pleased with himself. Orange Cassidy got more health into his bar and hit Andrade with a DDT on the outside. The match continued. We did end up with Andrade as the victor for the match. It was good stuff. I'm really enjoying this Lio Rush persona. He needs to pop up in the back and do all these weird little things a lot more. It kind of seems like they're using Blackheart Lio Rush to fill in the spots where Danhausen could have done some silliness. We now have Lio Rush doing his spookiness, and it's phenomenal, and I am enjoying every second of it. I also want to mention during that match that they had a pants battle. Here's a clip. Andrade ripped his pants off, and then Orange was like, well, I don't want to be left out of this, and he removed his false blue jeans for another pair of false blue jeans, and it made me laugh so hard. I did not expect it. It was a lot of fun. We followed that up with back-to-back promo packages, kind of. First with Ospreay after last week's episode where he had taken an L and he was slowly coming down a set of stairs. Alex Windsor popped up and gave him a hug, and she seemed to be very upset about the situation. I'm not sure if it was the situation of him losing or just how badly he was beaten, but she came into a full embrace, and he was just like, I'm fine, everything's fine, don't worry about it, I love you, like everything's good. And it was a nice little moment. Then we switched straight into Tekla being Tekla and saying that it seems like everybody in Stardom really is afraid of the Triangle of Madness, and that was basically that. It showed a little bit of how she got fired from Stardom. And then we rolled on to the next thing, which was the Death Riders backstage being a little pissed off at Shane Taylor Promotions and challenging them to a Cincinnati street fight on Saturday. So that's happening for Collision. That's going to be a lot of fun. 2 big groups just doing big group street fight things. Like, I'm sure a car is going to get demolished again. There's always one car getting demolished. And it's going to be 5-on-5. Then we hit one of those little twists that I spoke of at the beginning of this. The next match for the Owen Hart Cup Tournament Women's Division came up, and Maya World stepped in because there was an injury for who Sky Blue was supposed to face. Our thoughts go out to Sari for her neck injury, but Maya World got her opportunity. However, this opportunity came at a heavy time because her brother just passed this week. So thoughts go out to you, Maya, but you stepped up big, and surprise, surprise, Maya got the victory in this one with a strange little roll-up, and Sky Blue was not happy. I honestly figured Sky was going to get the victor on this, so as I saw the match winding down a little bit, I got up to get some water, and I came back to Maya's music playing. I didn't expect it. I'm not sure anybody expected it. The internet kind of blew up for half a second, like with congratulations and condolences all at the same time. So Maya World is moving on in the tournament. Sky Blue's out. It was a shock and a surprise, but I'm not totally against it, although I do love the Triangle of Madness, so hopefully something else comes up and Sky can get another chance at collecting gold here in the near future. Then we got a quickie promo from Zack Sabre Jr. of New Japan calling out Kenny Omega for Forbidden Door. Omega has accepted the challenge, and that is an official match for Forbidden Door. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it. Then we got MJF in the back while the Don Callis family is doing a little bit of celebrating. And MJF is like, listen, I got challenged to this 6-on-6 cage match. I need 5 people. You have more than 5 people. I would like to borrow 5 of your people. Don Callis was like, this isn't a butcher shop. I'm not a pimp. You can't just come walking in here and demanding. And that's when MJF grabbed a briefcase and popped it open, and it was full of money. And Don Callis loves money. So Don Callis took the briefcase, and next week MJF is going to handpick 5 people, although it does sound like he already has chosen Kevin Knight as one of the 5 people for this match. And if and when MJF's team wins this match, Knight gets a shot at the title, which pissed off Andrade. So Andrade yanked Don to the side when everybody else was dispersing, and he was like, what about my shot? And Don was like, you have my word you're going to get a shot. Don't even trip, dog. And they shook hands, and that was the end of it. And then we rolled directly into the main event, which was Swerve Strickland versus Brody King. The winner of this goes up against Will Ospreay in the finals of the Owen Cup tournament. The winner of that goes on to face MJF for the title. So it was a very heavy-handed match. Both Swerve and King believe themselves to be the baddest man in the company. They both tried to prove it again to some level, and Brody King got busted open on an exposed turnbuckle ring. So it was just so heavy-handed with the chops and the kicks and the shots and the elbows, and everybody was going crazy. And Swerve got the victory in the end. Not mad at it. I think that Swerve versus Ospreay is going to be an amazing match. I can't wait to see what comes of it. It's 2 guys that have ground and pound power while also having a very good amount of high-flying offense. So when that happens, it's going to be a great match. Everybody involved should be having a good time. And my bet is going to be, honestly, on Swerve. Only because he's got Nana in his corner, and Swerve beat King tonight by pushing King toward Aubrey, who was the referee. She jumped out of the way, and Nana had the ring bell and hit King in the head. He was already bleeding, so he's probably just bleeding more after that. And Swerve got the 1, 2, 3 immediately afterwards. So, good main event. Good show overall. Once again, congratulations and condolences to Maya World. We're going to have to see what happens in the next round with all of that. But everything seems to be stacking up in a way that there have been the surprises. There have been the I called it moments. But these Owen Hart tournaments have been a success year after year. Who knows if Mercedes is going to end up with the victory this year. I don't think they're going to give the full thing to Maya World, although they could because of the timing of everything going on, just to give her something. But not mad at it. I still want the Triangle of Madness to have more titles. I'm kind of liking where the Don Callis family is right now, although it's now looking like Andrade is going to go the same way as Takeshita, and he's going to remove himself from the family or be removed from the family, depending on how you looked at that whole situation. So lots of fun stuff, lots of good stuff. It kept me entertained. I hope it kept you guys entertained. Drop a comment below what you think is going to happen at Forbidden Door as far as these new matches that we have. And let's party, man. Anyway, you have a great week. I'll see you Saturday night with another episode. Until then, take care of yourselves. Don't do anything too crazy. And I will see you Saturday. Peace.